Alright, the date of this video is April 8th of 2016. And I'm going to have to do some commentary on this now, otherwise this video will be too long. So there's a large trail that runs from Keene, New Hampshire through Troy and Fitzwilliam and supposedly ends in Fitchburg, Massachusetts. And this is the same trail that runs along the location I call Troy River, that is along Route 12 in Troy, New Hampshire. And this trail also runs directly through the area of Cross Street and Old Turnpike Road that I exposed in Fitzwilliam. And if you walk this trail, you will find several extremely suspicious areas, such as in Troy and Fitzwilliam. So this so-called trail used to be for the railroad, and it is less a trail and more of a dirt road that is better maintained than some of the dirt roads in the area. So this trail is really a hidden back road that is not on MapQuest when I try to do a search for it. And it is used by the power company called Eversource, and also by the military, who uses it as a hidden road that links a series of ritual sacrifice locations. So one end of this trail stops in Keene, New Hampshire. It runs over this large stone bridge and it dead ends on Route 101. So I'm standing off the main trail on a small side trail, and this small side trail runs along the river. And if you look across the river over at the other side close to Route 101, you will see at least 20 or 30 old campsites where homeless people lived. And these old campsites consist of collapsed tents, sleeping bags, blankets, clothes, and garbage strewn around. So in a little while I will take a walk over to the other side of the river and take a look at some of those campsites. But for now I will walk along this side of the river that has two important landmarks on Route 12. And one is the Army Reserve Center. And there is a dirt road that leads from this area by the waterfall up to Route 12, and the Army Reserve Center is right there. And if you walk to the end of this short hiking trail, you will wind up at a place called the Coach House Motel, which is a rundown place that rents out cabins. And it is a few doors down from the Army Reserve Center on Route 12. So I have video of both the Army Reserve Center and the Coach House Motel that I will get to in a bit. But first I saw this campsite along the way. And this campsite is located right along the trail that leads up to the Coach House Motel. And it's off the trail about 100 or so feet into the woods. So I walked over there. So I walked over there and first looked at this chair with duct tape over the legs, which after examination appeared as though someone had tried to repair the chair. Then I saw this large yogurt container with the expiration date of June 2nd of 2015. And this was the only thing I saw with an expiration date. And the person, who I believe to be a young woman, left many half-full bottles of shampoo, soap, and conditioner. There were also 2 body wash containers for men, but everything else seemed to be supplies for a woman. She had also left several items of makeup and also a small stack of folded up papers that were soaking wet and starting to deteriorate. So I brought this paperwork home and tried my best to carefully open up the folded pages and let it dry out. Much of it ripped and was difficult to read, yet some was salvageable and consisted of pay stubs, medical records, and some other paperwork that began to tell a story. So I learned her name and a few things about her and someone else who I believe to be her husband. And I would tell you about this, however, I am not going to use her real name. I got to keep that confidential. She also left a menu from Friendly's restaurant and a name tag from that restaurant too. She left several full bottles of cleaning supplies and dish soap. A bottle of prescription medication, and some practical joke parking signs. One says, "No parking, broom lane," and the other, "Witch parking only." She left a pair of black pants that were size extra small and about 38 inches long. So she was about 5 foot 2 inches tall and very thin. She left a plastic lid to a storage bin with SCS Shelter Property written on it, that stands for Southwestern Community Services. And I looked that up and saw that it was a program that supposedly helped homeless or near homeless people. And I will talk about that in a little while. She left a pair of sneakers and one boot that were the same size I saw after comparing the two. There were 2 blue tarps. A pair of leggings, size small, and a canvas bag filled with broken plates that said, "Stop Pebble Mine." And there was a fire pit that she lined with bricks, but did not appear to have too many fires set in it. So on this side of the river that connects to Route 12, this was one of the only campsites. Most of the campsites that you are going to see in this video were across the river along the Route 101 side. Although a little ways back from hers, there was another campsite that appeared to be a year or two older than hers. But like I said, her campsite was right near the trail that bordered along the pond and took you right up to the Coach House Motel. That is just a minute or two walk from her campsite.